Did you see Andrew Wilson back on Joe Rogan? If you didn't catch the shout out to Brian Shapiro, you need to watch this.
Just before we came in here, that you had seen Rachel debate that guy, Brian.
Yes, yes.
And you had watched the thrashing, which I was telling you, I was in the front row when that happened.
Yeah.
And that guy was just beyond upset. You know, everybody was everybody was dressing him, and I was gonna get your take on that. Like, what did you think after you had watched that? Did you feel bad for that guy? Or?
No. I never feel bad for someone that is, if that's what, like, I don't feel bad for guys when they fight and they get kicked in the head. You know,
you signed up for it.
I don't like that people get injured in a fight, but you were trying to do that. He did it to you. That's what it is. It is what it is. You know, and it's just the weirdness is like telling her to make him a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like that. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, are you a misogynist now? Like, you think a woman's? What are you saying? Like, they don't think at all about. It's like the checkers thing. Like we were talking about, like the ID for the grocery store.
Terrible optics.
It's like, what are you doing? It's also wanting to be right and to win versus like having a really well thought out perspective that you want to argue, you know, like, or debate or just communicate. It's always this ego thing where people are trying to win. And in doing so, they fall into these like really obvious traps.
Easy ones too.
Joe is absolutely right. Who could feel bad for someone who steps into the ring knowing exactly what they're up against? Or even if they didn't know because they had all the opportunity in the world to figure it out. But I'll tell you why I almost feel bad for Brian, though. He is entirely blinded by his own progressive propaganda. Because he lacks a solid logical framework to interpret reality, he spirals into emotional appeals and literal sophistry. He's just spinning a web to weave a narrative that benefits him. Just like Joe said, it's about winning. The truth doesn't really even factor into it. Even as I am making this video right now, Bry Shap is live on stream. Absolute cope maxing. He was trying to justify why he told Rachel to go and make a sandwich.
Misogynist now? Like, you think a woman's... What are you saying? Like,
what a shocker that Joe Rogan is leaving a little bit of context out. This was a running joke way before this debate with Rachel, where I had tweeted stuff out, and I have the tweets where I said, pretend like I'm Andrew Wilson, your husband,
that makes it
and make
okay.
me a sandwich. Yes, that's a misogynist thing to say, because I believe her husband is a misogynist.
His excuse? He says, because Andrew is a misogynist, obviously. That's why I said it. What? Let that sink in. He actually thinks because he dislikes this woman's husband, it gives him a free pass to hurl misogynistic comments directly at her. But this right here exposes what we all knew. The ultimate first principle of the left. Pure hypocrisy. They wear this mask of moral superiority and higher intelligence, yet simultaneously commit the exact sins they claim to be fighting against. But of course, it's always explainable when they do it. It's completely inverted thinking. They claim to fight racism, yet they push rhetoric and policies like DEI that purposely divide the nation by race. They build their presuppositions first, and then they cherry pick everything they see to prove themselves right, ignoring any reality that shatters their narrative. And instead of ever admitting that they're wrong, they double down with absolute garbage excuses for why their actions are justified and yours are evil. Listen, I experienced this firsthand with him. I did a debate with this very guy, and he literally could not bring himself to concede that James Buchanan, a president whose actions actively entrenched slavery into law and could have been for all time, was worse than anything Trump had done. And you don't have to like Trump at all to understand that claim. His liberal brain wouldn't let him do it because he cannot see outside of himself. In his closing statement, he actually said, if I was to have lived back then, maybe I would agree with you.
Maybe if I was a radio host back in the days when Buchanan was president, maybe I would agree with you. Maybe if I was a talk show host and covered the news every day when Johnson was president, maybe I would agree with you guys.
Do you see what's happening there? The truth is entirely relative to him. Buchanan isn't the worst president because he didn't live back then. Trump is the worst because it's Brian's job to cover him. He is entirely trapped in his own frame, blinded by his own TDS, incapable of looking at history objectively. The point of this video is a reminder to examine your own worldview. Test your presuppositions.
When I do debates, one of the things I'm trying to structure around is like, I know that we're coming in with a narrative, but I need to understand yours and you need to understand mine so we can get somewhere towards what the truth is here, right? Because you're going to have a frame of which you're viewing the world, a worldview, and so am I. And so everybody has a worldview. We have to figure each other's out to get somewhere.
And let me explain exactly how this plays out in the real world. If you walk around with the presupposition that your parents hate you or that they're just bad people, that becomes your lens. Everything they do, even if it's well-intentioned, is going to look like hate because you've already decided that's what it is. If your starting premise is that the system is rigged against you, you've just handed over all of your agency. You will never reach the point where you're actually examining your own beliefs or actions, which are usually the things holding you back in the first place. Or take it a step further. If you presuppose that there is no ultimate meaning to anything, or that there is no God, what logical reason do you have to stay in an unhappy marriage where the kids are involved? Beyond preserving your public image or chasing your own selfish desires, what is the actual reason? People love to claim, well, I'd stay for love, or I'd stay for the kids. But look around. Countless people are divorced and they all claim to love their kids and put them first. The reality is, without a higher meaning, there is zero logical reason to endure the grueling hard work and suffering required to actually mend a broken marriage when you could just end it. Or any relationship at that matter. And that is the point. Your worldview dictates absolutely everything you do. It draws the boundary lines of what actions you consider permissible or even possible. Examine your lens. Test your framework, because doing so will exponentially benefit every single aspect of your life, and it will help you to stay unchained.